Hi, welcome to Mary's Village Style and welcome to my kitchen. I'm here today with Frank Bruno, who is the president of Friends of Isola della Femmini, and we've gotten a lot of calls on, at least my husband and I have gotten a lot of calls the past couple weeks on how do you cure olives, and we've given away a lot of jars so they can compare them. Some people do them with lye, but we just do them with salt. And so we thought, what a perfect video this would be. This is a timely video because last week was the week that the grower had the people in to pick the olives. So we have a bag of olives, thanks to Tommy Harris, who went and got them for us. We did 30 jars already, 3 bags, but I saved 1 bag for you so that you would have a bag of olives. So,
I can't eat that many olives?
Well, in a year and a half or 2 years
Okay.
you could, because they're good in the jar for a very long time. Okay. So we're going to cure olives today. I have some of it already prepared, but this is the bag, and we'll open the bag here. And
I have a question.
Yes.
When you said to cure with lye or with salt, is there a difference in the flavors?
I think there is. For me, there is. I don't know what other people think, but when you cure them with lye, they're done in a week, okay? But these that we're going to do with the salt today, we're going to wash these olives and bring them back here to the counter. But when we cure them with salt, we're going to put them in jars. We're going to put some water into the jars and some salt, and they won't be cured until around Easter time.
Oh, wow.
So it's going to take months.
Okay, do you have to turn them or anything like
that?
No.
No. But I've had jars in my cabinet since 2018, and they're fine. Yeah. I have one here. This was done last year, and the lid is a little puckered, but it's really fine.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have any problem eating it. It's really fine.
The ones you give me, I open it, there's gas and it bubbles up.
Sometimes, yeah. So these olives are really fine, and we're gonna dress these olives today, oliva scacciata. So I'm gonna show you how to do that.
What would you call me?
Scacciata olive.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so we're going to wash these olives and we're going to come right back and we're going to put them in the jars. And the jars have been sterilized. I washed them by hand, and then once they were clean, I put them in the dishwasher. Okay. So they got nice and hot and they're very clean. And I prepared a pot of boiling water, just plain, no salt or anything in it. And I did it last night before I went to bed. Mm-hmm. So I wanted it to be at room temperature today when we did the olives. Because if you put hot water on top of the olives, you're cooking the olive. Okay. So you don't want to do that. You don't have to boil these jars anymore. We're just gonna heat the lid and put the lids on them. So it's really pretty easy. And we're going to wash the olives and come right back.
And what recipe is this from?
I don't know. It's my husband Sal's recipe.
What side of the family? The Greek side or the Sicilian side?
No, it's the Sicilian side. These are Sicilian olive scacciata.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
Okay, so we'll wash these and come right back. Okay, so we washed our olives, and what we're going to do now is fill this sterilized jar. Like I said, we washed it. It went through the dishwasher, so it's sterilized. You're going to fill the jar with olives. And, we're going to leave about an inch from the top of the, we want to, don't go any higher than this, edge of the jar here. It's okay. We'll get up all these, Julia. That's a lot, Julia. Don't smash them in there.
Julia Childs?
Yeah.
Oh, Julia Childs.
Yeah, Julia. Okay. Okay, so you're filling the jars.
Right. We took all the stems out.
Yeah, and that bag of olives was about, that's too many in there. Let's take a couple out. They produce a little gas on their own, so we don't want to jam them in there.
I produce a little gas on my own.
Yeah, so do I sometimes. You caught me a couple times.
I did?
Yeah, you did. But, so we're just filling it, till there's, I want to take one out of this. Okay, so it's right up to here, up to the edge of the new, there's about an inch in there, I would say. Maybe a little bit more than an inch. Here's a couple more jars. One bag of olives was 10 pounds, and it fills 9 to 10 jars, depending on the size of the olives. And these olives were a good size olive, so we're not going to waste any of them. We're gonna put them. So we made about 9 jars here. I don't know how many jars these are. Let's count them. How many jars do we have?
3, 6, 9, 10, 11.
Okay, good. We did 11 jars with our olives. Okay, good. So now the next thing we're going to do, and let's put them all out here so people can see them. I don't know how far this camera is going to go.
It goes.
Okay. So we'll put them here.
They may not be able to see what you got here,
Okay.
but that's what you can put it right there.
Okay. So in each of these jars, you're going to put 1 tablespoon, level tablespoon of salt. Okay? You can put a level tablespoon of salt in each jar. Level, full level tablespoon.
What kind of salt is this?
This is just regular table salt.
Iodized salt?
Yeah, it doesn't matter, you know, if it is or not. I don't think that matters much. What matters is that you use regular table salt. You don't need rock salt. You don't need kosher salt. None of that. Rock salt doesn't work. I know that it doesn't work. But I don't know about kosher salt. But this is just plain table salt. So now we're going to add the water. See how this one that's already done, can you see? No.
Yeah.
Just up to here.
Well, takes a lot, huh?
Yeah. That's good. And then just put it here, and we're going to do the lids. So nothing could be simpler than this, right?
So far.
Okay, and you can add, if you want to, you know, I like it when I put a couple cloves of garlic in some.
That's good, yeah.
You know, I like that. Or you can put some red pepper flakes in there if you want. But these are just going to be plain. I think this needs a little bit more water. I think it should come up to that rim right there. Yeah, good. Right up to that first ridge will be fine. And I wish you would do it this way. Put it down and do it. Because you're touching the jar and your I don't want to say cooties, but it's going into the pot. I don't like it.
I won't touch it.
No, it's not. You know what I mean.
I know.
We're trying to keep it sterile, and
Right.
we're trying.
And then you edit this out.
And I hope we have enough water. And we're using room temperature water that I boiled last night before I went to bed. And I want it room temperature because if I put hot water, we're going to be cooking the olives and they're going to come out soft. And we don't want soft olives.
You don't put any cold water, just...
No, it has to be boiled first, like distilled. You're distilling it yourself. You know, I guess you could use just regular distilled water. But just put a little bit of water in here and in that one there. And we're just filling it up. And the olives are covered. A couple of them are sticking out, but I think it's okay. I hope it's okay. We'll add a couple more tablespoons of water if we have to. Sometimes it fits and sometimes it doesn't fit. Was there salt in this one? Yeah, there is. Okay. All right. This is why all the old men would do the olives, you know, the curing of the olive, because it's like an easy recipe.
Yeah? I didn't have a grandfather. Well, I had one, but he wasn't around when I was growing up.
Yeah, I
It
have
was just my
one.
nana on my mother's side,
And she did everything, right?
and she did everything. So how's that?
Good. A little bit more here. That's good. Good. Good job, Frankie Brown. Good job. Okay. So we're done with that. Now what we're going to do is we have, I have a box here of lids and rings. And
We just put those on?
we're going to heat these flat little, I don't know what you call these lids.
Lid.
We're going to heat them in a little frying pan of water.
Just these?
Yes.
Is that too?
No. And we're going to heat them up. There's a little.
The same water?
There's no. Well, you can. There's a little frying pan right there on the stove.
Yeah.
And you're going to put them in there and add a little bit of water. And we're going to heat these up, and that's going to make this rubber seal here soft.
Okay.
And when we put them on the jars and we add the band to it, it's going to seal it.
Okay.
Okay? And we didn't put any garlic or hot pepper flakes in these olives, but I think it's good the way they are. We just put 1 tablespoon of table salt, and that's it. And then we'll store the olives until after Easter, which I would say would be probably, the end of March, beginning of April, and they should be fine and good to go. Here, there's this thing. Oh, you did it. Okay, so you opened the jar. Good job.
Hey.
And you can see that there's a little gas in there. There's a little foam and the bubbles are going to the top. So even if the top of the jar kind of crinkles and you think, oh no, it's not good, it is good. It kept it, all the... It kept it all inside. It's fine.
Ooh.
So what we're going to do is we're going to rinse these olives just once or twice. And if we think they're too salty, we can always soak them a little bit. Now these have been in the jar since we're doing this. These have been in the jar for a year. I did these last September.
And they shrunk down a little bit?
Well, probably a different variety.
Oh.
These are large.
Okay.
These are medium size.
They will stay the same size?
Yes, they'll
Okay.
stay the same. So let's rinse these and we'll come right back.
You just want to put that in there?
Yeah.
Okay, it's still on.
Okay, so we're going to put them in the bowl. And did you taste it?
Not yet.
Oh, you need to taste it.
Okay.
If you think they're, salty, which usually they're not, but if you think they're salty, then you can soak them, for a few minutes.
They got a little bit of bitter taste. Is that how they always are?
Oh, they're delicious. Yeah, it is a little bit bitter, but now we're going to fix that.
Okay.
We're going to scotchava these and dress
Again,
them.
you're calling me names. What?
These are delicious. Very good. Okay, so while we're waiting for the lids, but the lids to the jars are boiling. So this is a little canning tool. It's magnetic, and it just helps you pick up the lid.
Oh.
So we'll come back to the scotchava in a minute. We're gonna put a lid on this jar. So we'll be right back. Okay, so here we go. Put it right here. Okay, so we boiled the lids for, I don't know, about 3 or 4 minutes. I would say it was about 3 or 4 minutes. Didn't you think so? Do you think so?
Yeah.
And we have this little canning tool that's magnetic, and we're just going to touch the lid and we're going to put it on the jar. And that's so that you don't burn yourself. That's all that's for. And we're going to put the band on it, if I can put it on correctly. And we're going to tighten it up, and then we're just going to turn them upside down, and we're going to leave them on the counter. And we're going to do that to all of the jars until every one of them is done.
We'll do one more.
So there's really nothing to it. And you saw we just used water that I had boiled the night before, a tablespoon of table salt. We washed the olives and we put them in a sterilized jar. And we're not going to boil these or anything like that. And we don't want to put the ring on too tight. We'll retighten them later tonight after they've sat a while. So it was really nothing to it. It's very simple. Okay, so we'll just finish these. Go ahead, Mr. Bruno.
Okay, you want to get the other
I'll
one?
give it to you.
The whole thing?
But, yeah. I'm just going to put a towel and move them over. I can just sit. Yeah. Don't tighten them too much, just enough to hold it and press. That's all. Not anything to it, right?
Nothing to it.
Simple. It doesn't cooperate. sometimes.
Okay.
Kind of like really simple. Really, really simple.
Okay.
Okay, good. Okay, so what we're gonna do next is we're gonna scotch out of these babies. And I use a bag, naturally.
Naturally.
Okay, so these are the ones that we just took out of the jar from last year. And there's a stem here on one of these, so we'll just pull it off. You know, it doesn't really matter, it's really fine. Oh. We're gonna put them in a bag. This is Mary's way of doing it. You know, olives that's what they make olive oil out of. And they have a lot of oil in them. So I used to send my husband outside to scotchada the olives because I didn't want to clean up the mess.
Can you tell us what scotchada means?
I think it means crush or split.
Oh.
So now I just double the bag and I get my, I use this for a lot of stuff.
My mother used to use that on me.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. But I know that when I hit the olive, sometimes it goes out the bag and I have to go chase it down the hallway. So I try to hit only the ones in the middle, and it's double bagged. And I don't need to scotchada each one. I try to stay away from the edge, and I just put them in here.
You mean they go right out the bag?
Right out the bag, and I chase it.
Oh.
But now I've doubled the bag, so hopefully that won't happen.
So you want me to do it?
Yeah.
Is there a song that you sing while you're doing this, or
No, I don't sing.
Anybody you thinking about when you're hitting these things, or?
Oh, always. Yeah, always.
So you wanted to get them cracked, but not flat.
Yeah.
You want to crack so the
juice, the marinade that we're going to make is going to go inside of it. And you know, you don't have to do every one, you know, but at least do 50%, I would say. So I think you're probably pretty good there.
No, I'm having fun.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I think I did 75%.
Okay, good. Okay, it's whatever you like. Okay, so we'll put them in this bowl. Good job, looks great.
Good.
Okay, so I prepared some, you know, I used to think of it as garnish, but now we eat the garnish. You know, it isn't like the old days. So I have half a bell pepper cut up here and some one carrot, and we're going to do some celery. Okay, and I guess while we're here, I'll do another demonstration of how to do the celery.
Yeah, that was
Years ago. It's like one of those ceramic coated.
Uh-huh.
I love this knife, and I never use it, but it's great. And I'm going to show you how I dice celery. This might not work. Yeah, I think I like my old knife better.
Get the old knife.
Here's the old knife. It works a little bit better for this. So this is how I do it. I'll wash it after I cut it, and I'm not going to use a lot of it, but I'm going to slice the celery stalks right down, and they're still attached. I'm not taking them off the stalk. I'm just going to eliminate some of the leaves that I don't like. You know, I like eating the leaves. I think there's more flavor in the leaves than there is in the stalk of celery. So I'm just slicing them halfway.
Each stalk?
Well, every one that I can get my hands on. You know, not every one, you know, but most of them. And now I'm going to dice it. I think I did this one. This one's kind of wide, so if I do it twice, it's really okay.
This is for Wolf.
This is for Wolf, and this is for all the kids that need to learn how to cut, he says. Okay, so here I made diced celery without having to chop it up and do all that other stuff. So now I'm just going to wash it, and we're going to add it to our olives. Okay, so we're going to add celery to this. This is like a little garnish, but it makes a wonderful olive mixture.
You do all that just for one jar?
Yeah, I like putting something in with the olives. Mm-hmm. You know, I like it. You can do whatever you want. If you want to do less, it's fine.
Yeah.
You know, the other thing that I do a lot, and I don't happen to have any today, is anise or fennel, finocchio, you know. I slice it real thin and I throw it in there. It's delicious, okay? But we're gonna, there's one thing I wanna talk about too while we're doing this. And I have a little setup here and I wanna show you. And it's something that I learned a long time ago, but something that I forget about. And doing the olives is a perfect time for me to talk about it. And in these olives, we're gonna dress it with some oregano. But the thing about oregano is there's a lot of different types of oregano. This that I have growing in my yard is Italian oregano. It has these little buds on it. And usually I dry it. I tie it up like a bouquet. And I put one of those twisters from the grocery store on it, those big ones from the broccoli and all that, you know. And I tie it up and I stick it in a Rayleigh's grocery bag because it has the handles. And I just stick it in there and I throw it in the garage. I hang it on one of the cabinets, the knobs in the cabinet. And when I go back to it, it's dry and it's perfect. Okay, so I want to put oregano in this today, but I want to use Italian oregano. And this is why, and you're going to be my taster. This is the oregano that we buy in the grocery store. Okay, it comes in this kind of can, and I want you to taste it. And tell me what it tastes like to you.
It's dry. Not a lot of flavor to it.
No, does it have an oily taste to you? To me, it tastes a little bit oily. I don't know why.
It's dry.
It's dry, okay. So here's the, let's start with this one. Okay, this is the Greek oregano. Okay, and I have this growing in my yard too. So you can just take it with your fingers, it's fine.
There's a little bit more flavor to it. I can feel something coming.
But it's
from the
mild,
back.
right?
Mild.
It's got a very mild,
Right.
it tastes like oregano.
Yeah. The other one didn't have flavor to it. It was just coarse and dry.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, yeah.
Yeah. This one here has a little bit more flavor.
This is flavor, but very mild.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the Italian oregano, my oregano there. Well, I'm just going to give it to you off of the stem.
There's more flavor.
Tastes different, doesn't it? Tastes different.
All three have different flavors to it. Yeah.
Okay, it tastes good. I like them all. Then I have this one that you can buy in the store.
As they are in the ingredients, they start to ferment and they probably get a better flavor to it. And which one is this?
This is Mexican oregano in the grocery store. To me, this is very strong.
This one, the Greek and the Italian are the better.
More mild.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So what we're going to do today is we're going to add some, I just want people to know that sometimes they say add oregano to things. Make sure you're adding the right kind of oregano because oregano is a very potent, flavor. And there's a lot of Greek recipes that you make that they say add oregano. But if you're adding the Greek oregano, it's very mild. It's not like the Italian oregano at all. And it's not like the others. It's very different.
Well, you don't want something that's going to take over the flavors. You want something to enhance the flavor per se in the background. Yeah.
So today we're going to use some oregano from my yard, I think, for these olives because I have it here. So usually I just kind of shake some on top, you know, and sometimes I get a stem in there, but for this dish it's really okay. It doesn't matter.
Took quite a bit,
I'm gonna do it this way. Well, I want it to taste good. You know, dressing this is just like dressing a salad, you know. So if we need more, I have more. Okay, but we're good with this. Okay, so now we're gonna put some, let me get this out of here. Okay, so we put some oregano. We're gonna put some salt and pepper on this now. Even though our olives have salt in them, we're going to put some salt and pepper. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to put some salt and pepper. And if you like red pepper flakes, you can put red pepper flakes. I don't put it in there, but a lot of people do. And we're going to dress it just like we would dress a salad with an Italian vinaigrette kind of thing. Oh, I know, you're gonna have to taste it. So we're gonna put some olive oil. Sometimes I even add some Kalamata olives out of the jar. You know, I rinse them and put them in here and it's really good. And I'm gonna put a little bit of balsamic. And you know, if you put too much, it's gonna change the color of the olives, so you don't wanna overdo it, but you can put a little bit.
This is what you usually do.
This is what I usually do. And we're gonna put a little bit of garlic, but I'm gonna give you a demonstration on how I do the garlic.
I as a kid, did we have, what do you need?
That plastic bag?
As a kid, growing up, watching nanas and parents are making this stuff, was there a balsamic vinegar at the time?
No.
There wasn't?
Not in our town.
Yeah, we didn't have that. I
No.
don't remember
No.
that at all. I think that's from northern Italy.
It's from Modena.
Modena,
yeah. And
everything was red wine vinegar that I remember.
Yeah, but we had really, a lot of times we had homemade red wine vinegar. You didn't need balsamic
Right.
because it was very potent,
important.
delicious.
Right.
They only needed to use a little bit.
Right.
You know, now I'm going through bottles of vinegar like crazy because it's not the same. And I'm just going to put this aside here for a second and talk to you about garlic. I like California garlic naturally, and people have asked, oh, but it's too hard to peel, so I buy it in the jar. And yeah, when I worked and I had a full-time job and I had kids and I was entertaining all the time, I did use Christopher Ranch garlic already chopped in the jar, and it worked just fine. You just have to use more of it. But now that I've been retired for almost 11 years, I'm chopping my own garlic, and my fingers are a little stiff and they hurt some days, so from overwork, I guess, and too much computer stuff. So now I found an easier way to do it, and I've showed a couple of my friends how to do it. So here's what I do. I put it in a Ziploc bag, and once again I get my hammer.
Mallet.
Yep, and I'm going to hit it right where the root is, right here, hopefully. And just hit it, kind of just falls apart. You know, you can shake it in a jar, it works. You can shake it in the bag, all the stuff will come off, all the peel. Okay, but that's just what I do. And when I go in there and take it out, it's pretty much coming apart. You know, there isn't much to do with it after that. And I'm going to put it in my little food processor that I have here on the counter, and I'm not going to waste my time. You know, I have all those fancy, all the fancy tools to chop the garlic. As far as what do you call it? Those little, I can't even describe it, those blades, you know, the double blades that you just, you know, the French style of doing it,
Right.
or the garlic press, which I hate to clean, so I won't use a garlic press.
Right.
So I just do it this way, put it in the food processor,
That was quick.
and well, it's easier to me. I don't know. It works for me. So I don't know. It's just, I don't want to spend a lot of time fooling around,
Right.
you know.
Good.
So I just hammer it a few times and
Voila.
yeah, there it goes. Okay, so I'm going to put it in the food processor now. And then the other thing I do is, usually when I do garlic like this, I do, you know, like 4 heads of it and chop it up, and I put it in a little container that I have over here on the sink for something else that we're going to do today. And when I'm done with it, I throw it in the freezer, and when I need it, I just go get it, defrost it a little bit, and it's fine. But this is the way I usually do it. And it's done. There's no,
How many cloves is that?
it was about 5 maybe. They weren't very big, but it's chopped, you know, and not much effort. And I would say, you know, those 4 or 5 cloves of garlic. He gave me about a tablespoon of garlic. And I'm just going to add it to the olives. And a lot of people don't put garlic, but I like garlic in my olives. So we're gonna mix that up.
Wow, look at that. Look at the colors. I think the balsamic or the vinegar takes a little bit of the bitterness out too.
Well, it should, or just by adding some salt, it should take care of it.
Gotcha.
So you need to taste it and see how it is.
Wow, I need to taste it.
I'm gonna put more salt and pepper.
You would, huh? I had to pick the one that I didn't crack.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And maybe even a little more oregano. So it's basically like an olive salad.
Yeah.
You know.
And then you use this for appetizers at parties and
Yeah.
yeah.
And you can leave all the vegetables out and just do it with the olives. That's fine too.
Yeah. No, we've always had the vegetables in it, but not the peppers. I don't remember peppers, but maybe they did, and I just left mine out. But I like that.
Well,
And a
you
lot of
can
people
grab a
don't-
little piece of that. It's delicious.
A lot of people
you know.
don't like green peppers for some reason, but I like the green pepper.
I do too. Yeah, but you can put red in there, or yellow, or orange, whatever you want.
And growing up, there was no red peppers. That
Oh, I don't
remember.
know.
I don't think there was any red peppers or
We
yellow.
didn't see them.
No, it was all
We
green.
didn't see them. Yeah, we used green peppers.
Inzarello had them all, just all green.
Yeah.
And he always used to say, I said, how are the peppers? Sweet as sugar. Everything was sweet as sugar.
That was a nice man.
Yeah, he was.
Okay,
You
so
guys remember Inzarello, the produce guy? We do.
delicious. This is not an eating video. This is a cooking video. Okay, so what we've done today is we've canned our own olives, fresh olives, and we've made oliva scotchada, which is absolutely delicious and well worth the effort of making, about 10 jars in the month of September. Beginning of October is when the growers pick them. So thanks very much. Thank you, Frankie Bruno. You did a good job.
Thank you.
You're very good in the kitchen.
Thank you.
Okay.
Ciao.
Thanks.